Let's get it.
All right, man. So this is episode
I think this
four,
is three.
three.
Is
I
it?
think this is
Is
four,
it
bro.
three?
I
Is
believe
it
it's
four?
four. I think it's four.
Okay.
Of the
Damn.
podcast,
Okay. We've been putting in
Showtime,
work.
Black Star Showtime, bro. We're
You
just
already
gonna get
know.
right into it.
You
I know
already know.
we had the Last Dance documentary, and we were trying to get into that, but we had some like not technical difficulties, but just some life things
Ah.
that came in. So we now getting into it. It's been done for a while, but now we had some time to kind of reflect on everything that went on. What was your overall? I mean, we can go like what was it, episode 9, 10, but we can kind of turn it into like a whole like overview the doc. So what was your whole like kind of take on that documentary?
Man.
Documentary.
I know. I know.
Quote
I said
unquote.
it in. I know. I said it. I know. I said in the past.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the best sports documentaries I've seen.
I'd say
and for the millennials, because we didn't grow up watching MJ, or those of us who did, we were just kids, just watching how great of a basketball player he was during that time was like crazy, and how much work he put in to be that great. Man, this man's 6-0 in the NBA
6
Finals.
MVPs, bro. Finals MVPs.
And the crazy part about the whole documentary is the end, when he was like, man, I could possibly win a seventh. Like who knows? Like he left in his prime, which is fucking crazy, because who knows how many more championships he could have won.
Well,
so
I mean, damn. I don't know about, because he was like what, 35? So he had he had like at least two, maybe a year or two of like elite play or good enough play. And on Mike, how he took care of himself. Well, I mean, he didn't have that cigar, but how he took care of himself in terms of like competitiveness and what he needed to do. I wouldn't have doubted that he could win at least one more, because that next season was the lockout season, right? 99. So that would have even helped them because it was less games, right? But
I think he could have won one more, bro.
Oh yeah.
Because at that point, it's not about skill anymore. Like he has the IQ. He's a veteran. He's a savant of the game. So at that point, it's just like.
I mean, later on, right? You saw like when he was a little older, like 35-ish. He wasn't. I mean, he was still athletic, but he wasn't as high flying as like the 80s Jordan. But he was still averaging like 30. And, he had the footwork and, the fundamentals, and everything was more skill-based, or in terms of like less athleticism. I mean, I liked the documentary. I really liked it, bro. But then as I was just thinking of it, I'm just like, there's still more the thing about it is that I get it. It's a Michael Jordan documentary. So it's all it's pretty much, like they try to like say the Last Dance and make you think like it was the Bulls, but it's all Mike pretty much. I mean, they had like some Dennis Rodman shit here and some Scotty, and some Steve Kerr shit in there, sprinkled in there, but it was really about MJ. But I think that I was watching some, like reviews on it and everything, and it was kind of like they were kind of like echoing some things I was thinking, like, I don't know if I could call it a documentary.
Then what would you call it?
It's just like it's like a recap, because a documentary to me is like you talking about an event, right? And you're talking about different people's takes on it, right? So they had different people's takes on it, but it was kind of like all to favor Mike, And it was almost as if it was like certain things in there that were specifically left out to make Michael Jordan look like the hero. Like, for example, as soon as what episode was it when they were talking about the him going to the casino after they lost or something like that?
Oh, and that was like episode like 2?
Something like that. It was early on.
Yeah.
It was early on, but they made it seem like the next game he just went out and killed. The next game he went like, shot like a really bad percentage. Like they won the game, but it was really his teammates that won it, And then with the Horace Grant thing, where I think he told him like, "Hey man, you play like shit, so you can't eat." You know, they made it seem like he just told him that, and Horace didn't say nothing. But Horace, like, apparently said like, hey, fuck you or whatnot, like, and like was going off on MJ, but they left that part out, you know. So it's like there's certain things in there where I'm like, okay, I loved it. I'll watch it again, to be honest, but I just think that I kind of wanted it to be a little more objective, if I could say that.
I get what you're saying.
I mean, you don't really take away from. I'm just really nitpicking, but
I mean, to me, it's his documentary. He's not.
It's his. That's what I'm saying.
He's not going to show you like. He's going to just show you the lows, but then he's going to show you how he overcame the lows.
Right.
And became the greatest player alive. But aside from that, I think they just did a good job of just focusing on what he does best, which is basketball. Yeah. They didn't focus on they did tap into the other stuff like his gambling and the whole murder with his dad. But man, all in all, like if we're talking about the man who plays basketball, Michael Jordan, which is what he does is play hoop, I think it's a cool documentary. I liked it.
Definitely. Yeah.
I liked it.
Definitely.
And it's just crazy to see like Dennis Rodman. I'm hoping for a Dennis.
He needs his own doc.
Shit, that man needs his own doc, dude. Like this man left to go to wrestle alongside Hulk Hogan during the NBA Finals, bro.
I knew he did that, but I didn't know it was during the finals.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
exactly. That's
I didn't know
crazy. That. And that goes to that question that I asked you last time. Like,
right?
Do you think Dennis Rodman was great enough to just deal with that shit? Like, come on, bro. Like, but then again, like, I understand. Like, bro, he went to go wrestle alongside Hulk Hogan. He made money off of it. So, like, I see the business in Dennis Rodman. Like,
definitely.
He doesn't just do it just to do it, bro.
I think though, if push came to shove, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Like I know I went over the whole thing where Scottie was out for a long period of time because he had surgery on his ankle. He was basically like pouting because Jerry Krause wasn't giving him what he wanted, which was kind of understandable, but at the same time it was kind of like, bro, like what are you doing? But I think that Dennis, as great as he is, if they plugged in somebody who could do half of what he did, they'd still win, I think.
I think so. I think so too.
I no discredit to Dennis Rodman. He's a all-time great rebounder, all-time great role player. But if they were to get somebody like, I don't even know, was Charles Barkley better rebounder than him? I don't know. I know
Charles Barkley was just dominant.
Yeah.
He was all around. He was just an all-around player.
But like if they got someone half as good as Dennis with rebounding, like a great value version of him, they still would have probably won. So
I think just Dennis Rodman just came in at the good time. I mean, he came in at the right generation, I guess. Like, let's say if he came in now, it would just be a wrap on his career. And like as you can see, towards the end, after the Bulls. Like Dennis Rodman wasn't Dennis Rodman again,
and he was still around too. He just wasn't. Yeah. He was just irrelevant, pretty much, or not as relevant.
The crazy thing about the documentary as well, I don't know if you remember, towards the end,
right?
Where I guess the owner said no. He was trying to bring the team back, but Phil Jackson said no.
I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, I did hear about that. So. And I think that's the reason why that he was even in the documentary, because I think he wanted to get that off. And it was something that nobody knew, so exclusive shit. But I'm like, I mean, Phil did confirm it in the documentary that he did say that. So I'm not saying that he's capping, but it's like, bro, why now? Why would you tell him then? Y'all said in the beginning, or Jerry Krause pretty much said, like, hey, they could go 82-0. And
he was still not.
Yeah, and even though the owner, what was his name?
It's like Jerry
Ryan Store, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he said that, it's like y'all can't pull a y'all can't pull something like that because this man probably already had his moves to the Lakers as soon as he heard that shit.
I was just about to say that too.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Lakers? Do you think like he knew about the Lakers position and they were trying to get him to fill that spot?
I think so.
Like I feel like he heard I feel like someone told him, "Yo, the Lakers are getting like Shaquille O'Neal and they have this young superstar in the making and Kobe Bryant." He was like, "Ooh, maybe I should go over there and like build it from the ground up." Because in Chicago, it was like, okay, Phil Jackson is great, but he has Michael Jordan. In LA, it's just basically, okay, he has Shaq, but he has this up and coming superstar in Kobe Bryant.
Right.
Let's see how he develops. And like, I don't know.
I mean, my whole thing is like, okay, say you have a job, right? And your boss is, you know, you the shit, like you one of the best workers there, right? And your boss is treating you like shit. Okay, your boss basically tells you like, hey, you know, gives you some bullshit ass salary and says, hey, this is gonna be your salary for the next year. And you know straight, you know, like when you're about to leave a job, like you don't necessarily tell people you're about to leave. So you're already kind of like making moves behind the scenes of what you're finna do. Based on what,
bro.
Yeah. And then that's like saying the last day of that year, the boss is like, hey man, you know, I'm sorry, bro. I'm changing. Like you already made your plans of what you're finna do. So it's like, I'm not about to just stop all that. You know?
Yeah,
so
he's trying to figure out what else to do after.
Yeah,
you know.
And plus, he wasn't fucking with Krause like that, so he's not gonna. He's like, I'm not trying to be there if you don't like me. Plus, I'm already, you know, I'm good. Like y'all niggas in trouble, but I'm good. So
and they did actually give Krause his credit. It wasn't MJ, but someone did towards the end of the documentary. Like, hey, like this wouldn't be possible without Jerry Krause. Like he brought Phil Jackson in. He drafted Scottie. He traded for Rodman. Like they gave him credit, but they also gave him the reason why it all.
I mean, he was the reason for the, you know, beginning and the end. So I mean, it's, you know, like it's not even getting on him.
Not just him. So. You got the owner too. Like the owner should also take credit for it. Like the owner can't just be like it was all Jerry. Like, oh yeah,
he's damn near probably more responsible because he has more power.
He's the one that pays him at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so, like,
he has more power. He was cheap.
Pay anyone.
He was cheap, bro.
And that's why they still suck now. That's why,
that's why my Golden State organization is the fucking best organization in the NBA. I said it, but you know,
one of them.
But you know, that's a story for another time. Shots fired. But speaking of that, see how we just flowed right into that. The NBA look like it's coming back.
No,
it's looking like it's coming back, man. They're already talking about Disney. You know, they have a bunch of courts that they're gonna have set up over there that they've used for AAU. So they're gonna have a lot of teams playing there. I think the only question right now that they're having is if it's gonna start right in playoff mode, or if they're gonna finish the games for the season.
Yo, I was reading about I guess 7 and 8 are gonna play.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, but I feel like they should do a couple games of the regular season and just go straight into the playoffs.
I think they're gonna change.
Yeah, I know they're gonna change I know they're thinking about changing the formatting, like the first 16.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the East and West. Yeah. So I know for sure it's definitely gonna happen. Like now I see it happening. I heard like reports like middle of July. So I mean I'm excited. It's gonna be different.
I had a feeling, bro. It's too much money, bro. You said $2 billion they would be losing if they didn't have the season.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you want to take care of your players' health. This virus is still around, but
it is, man. I'm all about safety. I just know the mindset of these capitalists and these, you know, big organizations. They're not about to fucking let $2 billion that they can't give
I
back away.
I agree. And even going into this season, all the hype with Kawhi joining the Clippers, PG joining the Clippers, AD joining the Lakers, it's only right to just finish the season off, you know.
And that's gonna even affect next year too, because when is next season gonna start? What fucking Christmas or some shit like that?
Question.
You know, so
I
it's
don't
gonna
know,
go into
man.
that. It's damn near gonna affect it for the rest of for the next few years, pretty much. And I mean, I think that obviously it's possible. I'm all for the NBA coming back. I just want them to be. They better be testing them, 24/7.
They're gonna have to.
And they have to be, they can't really be going out like that. I know they were talking about. They said that there's gonna be a lot of hotels available or whatever.
I heard Orlando is huge.
Yeah.
Like they have this space to like conduct this.
That's about to be real interesting, man.
Yeah,
That's actually cool how they really like was able to adapt to that, because it's like it's one thing to where I get the fact of how people wanted it to end in the beginning when we had less information, but just from them kind of having a plan and just going through meticulously what they were going to do and being able to adapt to that, it's like I damn near have to look at that and be like and respect it, in a way, because it's like y'all had nothing, y'all made something from nothing, bro. Like y'all just
I mean.
It's the NBA, man.
It's 2020, bro. We gotta get innovative. We gotta get innovative.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? I was listening to Bradley Beal on All the Smoke. Definitely.
I didn't even watch that yet.
Bradley Beal, man, like his upbringing, I see why he's good. Like his mom played at Kentucky.
I didn't even know
college
that.
ball at Kentucky.
I didn't
bro,
even know
crazy, bro. But he was talking about how like, it's gonna be different because there's not gonna be the fans aren't going to be there. So he's like,
right.
If that's the case, why don't we just? It's just gonna be a pickup ball. It's gonna be practice ball. Why don't we just play at our practice facilities then? And it's like crazy, like this, like they're trying to find this like area to have these games, but it's like, bro, like, is it that serious? Why don't you just do it at the practice facilities if there's no fans?
That's
but
true.
I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Idea. I'm actually interested to see how it is without fans because I'm trying to hear all that trash talk. That shit.
Dude, I think they
should.
I think they should give us audio of what they say on the court.
We're going to hear it.
You got to find something else to, like, entertain the audience.
No, we're literally going to hear it.
I definitely want to – but it's just going to be so weird. You're just going to hear them talking. You're going to hear the shoes squeaking on the court. It's just gonna be super weird because you know how having fans really affects the outcome of a game, especially if you're at home.
Yeah,
having those fans at home really can help the outcome of a game. So it should be interesting to see what happens.
It's gonna be weird. It's definitely gonna be weird. But I remember I was watching the MMA. I think when the MMA or UFC like first came back. And I was thinking, like, damn, this is going to be weird. Because I saw the beginning when they were announcing the names. And then, like, the guys are like, hey, introducing, whoever, so-and-so. And in my mind, I was, like, expecting someone to clap. But it was nothing. So I'm like, damn, this is about to be weird as fuck. But when they started fighting, I'm like, this shit is damn near better.
Really?
It's like you hear the raw shit. You hear the hits. Like, it sounds like you can hear the full force of that. And you can hear, the trainers talking shit. And I was just like, you know what? Like, we lost something, but we gained something too. So I'm kind of, to see how that translates over. No, it's a different sport, but maybe, a similar, like, scenario might happen. But.
I believe, because I think they're already working. Like, some players are already working out. Like, they've lifted.
Yeah.
I know
New LeBron York and everybody.
I know New York, they just lifted the whole, like, all sports can go ahead and play. So, like, I know they're about to start. I know the season's about to start, which is going to be a good thing because, honestly, there's nothing really to watch anymore. After The Last Dance, it's like, okay, you can catch up on all your Netflix stuff, but I miss hoop. I miss watching basketball.
It's like it gets a little old after you watching the reruns. The fucking hardwood class.
Exactly. I just want to watch some current basketball, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, yeah, okay. So we talked about our, a little, I think last time we talked about certain things that we wanted to see if the season did return. So we're kind of going to go a little bit off of that and say it kind of goes into a little bit of next season and a couple seasons later. But based on the Warriors and the Nets, so based on like who we had, Or you a Lakers fan?
This man is a fool. He said, "Who's gonna have a better future, the Nets or the Warriors?"
Bro, but that's a legitimate question. That's a legitimate question. Hey, listen, face value might think, oh man, but that's a legit question. Because first of all, the Warriors still have our core. We still have our core.
Bro. You're a Warrior fan though.
Okay, but I'm gonna make a case for the Nets too, and then you can chime in. Okay, I'm just saying, like, we have the first, pretty much they're gonna get like a first round pick, top 10 pick. You can either trade that for assets or do whatever we're gonna do with that. We have free cap space, or we have more cap space, and then also, so like for the Nets, they do have KD and Kyrie, which should work well on paper, but is it really gonna work well in terms of chemistry? So that's a legitimate question.
I mean, we're talking about two superstars. You're talking about two championship winners. Like, I understand chemistry means a lot, but wait until we get that coach. Once that coach position fills, which is either going to be at this point Mark Jackson.
You think Mark Jackson? I don't know,
Tyrone. Man. Mark Jackson deserves.
He does
a coaching job,
but I feel like they blackballed him, bro.
I don't know if they blackballed him. I mean, he's doing a good job of saying they haven't. I feel like it's either going to come down to Mark Jackson. Scratch that. Mark Jackson's going to get a coaching job.
When though?
He's going to be a coach next year.
You think he can coach KD and Kyrie though?
If not KD and Kyrie, there's a New York Knicks position that's open.
I'm not wishing that on him, bro. I'm not wishing that on him right now.
Hey, it's a good challenge. I mean, look what he did with the Warriors.
He had Steph and Clay though. He had talent. Who they got on the Knicks right now?
They got RJ Barrett. He's a good young star. They could possibly get a lottery pick, and if they do, they're thinking about getting Lamelo Ball, which is right there. You have a one.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
You have a two. You have a one in Lamelo Ball, and you have a. I think RJ Barrett plays the 2 or 3. They're both under 25, bro. Like we're not. I mean, the Knicks aren't looking to win now. They're looking into the future. Like
they
if
need
they
to
have
get
that
rid
young
of fucking
core,
Dolan though. That's the thing. It's Dolan.
He's not going nowhere.
I don't know. He's not going anywhere, but that's what they need to do because the thing is, LaMelo, that would actually be a great pick for them because one is, he's flashy the way he plays. New York likes that kind of shit.
Perfect for the Knicks,
they can definitely probably build around him because he's shown to be have point guard skills, can score. I think he probably needs to work on his efficiency a little bit, but he strikes me as one of those kids that is trying to get better. Like I didn't really see that as much in Lonzo as I wanted to. He is getting better, but it wasn't at the rate of which if you're a second round or a second pick, the rate that you'd want to see that in. LaMelo, I don't see that problem in him. I see him wanting to I see him being one of those players where every year he adds something new to his game. And it's like, damn, is this the same player? No,
I mean the Ball brothers in general, they work on their craft. I think they like basketball. Lonzo likes basketball. LaMelo likes basketball. LaMelo just has a higher ceiling than higher ceiling than Lonzo.
Yeah,
and I feel like he's gonna be he's already used to the pressure. He's used to the media. Him being drafted by the Knicks, it's not gonna affect.
He's
him
gonna be the one.
On
I think out of all those brothers, he's gonna be the chosen one, bro. He's gonna be.
I think so too, bro. He's a 6'7" point guard.
Yeah, he's like 6'8", 6'7" now.
And he shoots better than his brother.
He's already, bro. He did already. Well, I'm not gonna say.
And he's still. I mean, bro, he's 18, so the sky's the ceiling for him. But going back to the Warriors versus the Nets, who has the brighter future, I think they both do. And I wouldn't be surprised like later down the line, like a couple years from now, that we see both of them in the NBA Finals.
I would love to see, bro. That would literally be one of those
It's a good storyline. They're gonna love
classic
it.
ass. Yeah, that would be a story because one, it wouldn't be a lopsided match. It'd be actually like a pretty equal
Kyrie versus
head to
Steph.
head. Probably games like 7-game series.
KD versus Draymond, even though that's disrespectful.
Yeah, KD leaves. You see how they, bro? That would,
KD would dominate.
I'm gonna say right now. I would say this right now. If the Warriors that scenario was to happen, and the Warriors were to beat them, and Steph was the Finals MVP, that's worth more than both of KD's 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
I'm saying that right now, bro. Like, I wouldn't want to hear shit of anybody saying, "Man, this man don't got Finals MVP."
And the Nets are. I mean, the Nets have young pieces that they can trade for.
Yeah.
And I hope I know it's a rumor, but if they can somehow get Bradley Beal to be part of that Kyrie and KD mix, that is a fucking lineup to be scared of in the future.
He'll go to the Lakers before the Nets.
I don't know, but like Bradley Beal seems loyal to the Wizards, so I don't know. Like he may just stay with the Wizards and give it a shot with John Wall and see how that goes.
He's gonna leave, bro.
I don't think he's gonna leave. The only thing I'm scared about is
John Wall getting hurt again.
No, what Giannis might do. If the Warriors are able to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, then it's a wrap. Because I don't know, they have this space. I mean, he fits perfectly with the Warriors.
Does, but I don't want Giannis, bro. I low-key wanted to just be the Splash Bros. Get maybe like a nice Chris Middleton type level player. You know, like an all-star guy, but not like someone where it's like, oh my God, if we get him, it's gonna be a fucking, nope, they're gonna go 82-0. You know, like I didn't even like that when KD came, to be honest. I mean, we won, but I didn't want him to be the guy. You know, he was kind of
no. I feel you. I mean, I want it to be Curry, Clay, and Draymond, but if they have the chance of getting Giannis,
I mean, they're
why
gonna
not?
take it. But, I mean,
like, it's not about working harder. It's about working smarter.
Yeah.
So if they can plug Giannis into that mix, he already fits.
Yeah, most definitely. So I've been hearing something on like a no. We'll talk about that next time. But so what are your thoughts of, because this is actually going to affect free agency really, this whole quarantine event, this whole thing is going to affect people's free agencies and things that they do. They talking about having an amnesty rule because of how money might be short and shit, and they might have to cut somebody and all that.
It's crazy. It's crazy how they're saying money's gonna be short when all these athletes and coaches get paid millions.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like when you
what?
you look at and even when you say like, even when you look at the fact that they said that if the NBA doesn't come back, they're losing $2 billion in revenue. It's like, the NBA got way more money than that.
Bro. You're having these high school athletes go to the G League getting $500K. And you're talking about you don't
That's
have.
What I'm saying.
These 18-year-olds are getting paid more than me, bro.
That's
$500K. And like what?
Shit, and it's just like, that's just, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna really affect free. But I mean, if they do bring in that amnesty rule, which is talking about cutting a player, how do you think that's gonna affect the free agency market? Because if they do that, like, they can save money, but it's gonna actually send players to other, teams, and that could change the whole landscape of the NBA.
Man, I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I mean, I think that they did it I remember them doing in the lockout when it was like 2011, and they had like a choice to cut like a player to save money or whatever the case was, and players were moving around. I think like. What was Dwight on the Lake? Was Dwight one of the people cut? I think Dwight was on the Lakers at the time, and then he was moved to where he was moved, and then like a bunch of big names were moved because it was a bunch of players that were had like either had bad deals, were taking up hella money, So it resulted in a lot of big names being moved. So you can see somebody like, I don't know,
Man, like John Wall.
John Wall being moved, or
He has a huge contract.
Andrew Wiggins or something. So if John Wall was to move and like join LeBron, the Lakers or something like that,
man, I don't know. To be
you know,
honest, do you think LeBron wants to John Wall? I don't know.
I don't know if he would, because he's already playing point. But then again, LeBron plays off ball, has played off ball most of his career. He's now playing point. But I don't know. I mean, he could.
Or like Andre Drummond. Like
or Andre Drummond. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that could. That's something. I mean, these next few years, bro, is gonna be so
interesting,
so different. You know.
But the fact that they're talking about, man, they don't have money is just like, bro. Yeah, y'all still make money.
That's what I'm saying. And
the crazy thing is they can make that money back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's like, once you get what is it? Once you get like $1 million, you want another $1 million, and then like money just ain't the same to you no more. Like to someone like us, we might think $1 million is like, bro, like you got like $1 million or like a few $1 million, bro. Right?
Like,
it's like when you make that kind of money, you're like used to it, So
yeah,
you look at shit different.
I just know, like, with this whole pandemic happening, it's only going to help the NBA's case, because people are hungry to, like, start watching basketball, to start talking about basketball. Like, look at ESPN. They literally have nothing to talk about.
They was like when this Last Dance came, that was their prayer. Now
that was their only thing. And you see, even after that, they had this whole, like, after the Last Dance special on
I saw that.
Stephen A. Smith and Magic Johnson.
My dad was like, "Hey, come down and watch this." I said, "Dad, I already seen this, man. It's a recap."
They're trying to find ways to stay like relevant, and they want basketball to come back so bad, so they can have something to talk about.
They fiend it. It's crazy. It's like they really filled those ESPN journalists' pockets, man. That's like, without that, they don't have a source. They don't have anything to go off of, and there goes their check. But
honestly, I like it though, because it's having these like journalists who don't know hoop or sports. Yeah, one, be exposed. Two, they're not talking as much, and three, it's giving like these players that have these media outlets a chance to talk about like how life was growing up in the NBA, and how like rumors were portrayed that were fake. Like like, again, on all this smoke with Bradley Beal, I don't know if you remember the whole beef with like, John Wall and Bradley Beal don't like each other.
They're like best friends apparently.
Bro, Bradley Beal came on the show today. He was like, "Yo, I knew that dude before the NBA. Like he was like my big brother before the NBA, and we've been cool. Like we've never had beef with each other." Right. And it's just like, damn, like this whole time I thought they had beef because ESPN and all these other outlets are saying, "Oh yeah, they can't work together. They don't like each other. They're male. They're both like ego male dominant." Yeah. I'm like, bro, like, and then just hearing them say, "Nah, bro." We've been writing for each other since day one. So
honestly, bro, I didn't even have this even in our agenda, but like it just brought. I just like got the notion because we were just talking about this. I think low key at some point, I don't want to say ESPN is going to be obsolete because of these outlets that players are using. But this shit is like, this is going to be a competitive, kind of thing, because I'm finding myself, I was never really like, I never really, I watched ESPN obviously, but I never really took all the shit that they had to heart, because, it's a bunch of, they're not objective. You can tell that they have their own narratives that they try to push. And I started to see it when it would be certain shit that we would have, because we're not the youngest generation no more. So when we have lived through certain things and you've seen it with your own eyes and not like a YouTube highlight or whatever, or doc, and you see these motherfuckers try to like really omit shit, and you're like, motherfuckers is really like some liars, bro. Yeah. So once you start to see that, and then you start to see the people who have been in the trenches actually get their own platforms because now we have like Zoom and we have all these apps to where anybody can just make their own podcast.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing these players really spout that real shit that the ESPN journalists can never get to, and that's bringing up more people in.
That, bro, I rather listen to a bunch of athletes talk about something than a bunch of journalists, because the journalists are gonna just be adding like some fake rumors to make it to make it sound like it's
bro,
like
you see ESPN
a story
taking clips from All the Smoke to use in their fucking segments because they can't even get that kind of tea, bro. Half the people that have been on that show, it would take ESPN years to get on there.
Years, bro. They came out the gate having these like legendary, like players come on their show.
When they had Kobe, I said, all right, fuck, them niggas can get anybody.
And I'm looking at ESPN like, you guys can, bro. You had Meg Thee Stallion on First Take. Oh my God. She doesn't watch. She doesn't like what? She's a rapper.
She was cringe as fuck to watch, bro. Oh no, man, I don't know, bro, but I think that honestly, I don't want to say because ESPN, I'm not going to disrespect them like that. They're a juggernaut, but they're definitely going to have some competition in the future with these, you know, All the Smoke knuckleheads. You know, I think what's his name? What's his name? The shooter. Radix podcast and all these podcasts.
Yo, yeah. Austin Rivers came out with one.
I didn't even know that. He did. He had Doc on there.
And then he had Seth Curry the second episode, and it's good to hear because it's like, oh snap, like Austin Rivers in that whole, bro. One of these days we gotta talk about the Clippers because you know how we had the last episode you were talking about, like, yo, I think the Rockets could have got one. I think the Clippers should have.
Oh no! The Clippers. Oh yes, bro. The first. Listen, we're gonna get into other topics, but the first Warriors championship could have easily gone to the Clippers if they didn't get hurt. Like, I'm not saying we wouldn't be able to beat them because I think we would have been, but it would have been like a toss up for sure.
I don't know, but I think the Clippers, if it wasn't for that, you know, the injuries and Donald Sterling, like I'm watching Blackballed on Quibi, and and they're talking about that season. I'm like, damn, they had Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford, and this is when they were all like, you know, killing. So I'm like, how the hell did they not get one?
I mean, I remember when I think I said this before in one of the earlier episodes, but I remember when, you know, we were getting close to 2020, like the end of the decade, they were going through all like the best plays and the best moments of the decade on ESPN and shit. And then a lot of them were from like the Clippers teams. And I'm all like, you know, by that time we're like, who the fuck are those Clippers? You know, like we don't even remember those. I mean, they're nice now, but you know, for a good part of the later decade, they weren't really that good. And it's just like you forget how like dominant that team was. Like that team was a contender.
Bro, like they were called Mob City.
Yeah,
people would tune in to watch the Clippers play because
Jamal,
either Blake
Crawford,
exactly.
CP,
Jamal Crawford's gonna give you buckets.
Prime and DeAndre.
You're just waiting for Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan to just body someone.
Bro, they used to catch motherfuckers on a viral, bro. They used to God.
Brandon Knight.
Woo!
DeAndre Jordan did him so dirty.
Bro, that wasn't even a dunk, bro. I think he just threw that shit in. I don't even think he dunked it. I think he just threw the ball.
Brandon Knight's been like he's been on a few bad he got crossed by
Kyrie. Where are you even at now? I don't even know.
I don't know, but I fuck with him. He's good.
He's good. He just is just a fucking he's one of those players to me that has hella potential, but he just be fucking up, bro. Like he just has the worst luck. The worst luck that I've ever seen, bro. And I don't know. I don't know.
One of these days we're gonna go into Kentucky versus Duke because I'm Kentucky all the way. And I don't know. That Duke program got me. I don't know. Coach K over there, he's over here trying to act like he's squeaky clean, but woo.
Oh, no. Coach K got some shit on him, bro. Yeah, he for sure do. Coach K, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not going to say he's not a good coach, but, I mean, how can he lose with the people he's getting, you know? I've heard people say he doesn't even coach. He just tells motherfuckers to play.
I heard that too. I heard he doesn't coach. Like if he has like goats, like like star players, like he basically says, okay, give them the ball.
Yeah.
And have them like he basically.
I mean, you can say you see it in the games.
He's like, okay, Zion Williamson, go out there and do your thing. Everyone just work around him, and I'm like, damn. If I was a and this is going to segue into our next topic. If I was a high school athlete or a top high school basketball athlete, I would go to Kentucky because I feel like I'm playing under John Calipari is going to get me ready for the next level because I'm playing alongside other great players. So I'm going to have to learn how to play with good players. Yeah. At Duke, it's just like, okay, he's the best player. We're just going to run the offense through him. And I've heard that as well. I heard that at Duke, they don't Coach K doesn't coach.
Doesn't, bro. You can even see that like in the kind of plays that they run and what plays really. I mean, it's just give them the ball. But I think, this is not a new topic. Like the NCAA, it's definitely going to become kind of like a figment of the past and at some point because the fact that even now it's low-key too late. Even if they do start to pay the players, somewhat, it's low-key too late because the G League's already starting to do that, right? They're already starting to have a segue into you can go straight from high school to the G League, and they're paying their players like $500,000?
Yeah,
which is pretty good money for someone who's
exactly
needing it,
And they get the chance to still go into the NBA draft.
Yeah,
they're gonna pay for their online schooling. They get to see how the NBA lifestyle is. So it's like if I'm like a top 10 high school basketball athlete, why would I go to college when I can just go to the G League and work on my game there? And get paid rather than going to college where they use my name and my brand to make billions and billions of dollars off of me, and I don't get a piece of that.
And you can't even sign autographs or anything like that. You can't even. I don't even think you can have your Can you even have podcasts and shit like that?
Oh, you can't.
You can't do anything.
No, you can't. And then when you do get caught, it's the players that get plucked.
Which is crazy. How you gonna tell me what I can't do with my own name? Like what? I get I don't get that either. I get saying they're not gonna, pay us, but at least let them use their names.
Which they came out and said, okay, they can start making money off their
names.
It's
like what?
But it's it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. No, they already because there's already somebody, another corporation that's pretty much on
the money, the money is in the high school kids.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at. And if they can't get these top high school athletes to come to their school, what's the point of me watching college basketball if I can't see Zion Williamson play? If I can't see LaMelo Ball play, if I can't see the next up-and-coming star play, that's the reason why I watched college basketball, because I heard of these high school stars that were dominant in high school, and I want to see them at Kentucky or Duke killing. But now they have this opportunity. Screw college. I can just go to the G League and play.
Yeah, it's gonna end up. And to me,
go overseas and play.
Yeah, and to me, college basketball. I watch all levels of basketball. Obviously, I stopped really watching high school as much just because I'm gonna wait till you get to college or whatever. Even though I see clips here and there, but for me, college basketball was the fact to me that it kind of got me, I don't know, faltering away from it is just because it's so inconsistent. And what I mean by that is that you can't really build any kind of longevity or camaraderie because everybody's like either it's one and done or I know like some people like the fact that oh yeah any team can win pretty much or like it's gonna be a new team each year or for the most part some programs just attract like better players like naturally but I felt like I would like to see the teams where it's like, oh yeah, this team's won like 2 or 3 in a row, and this is the team to beat. To me that brings like more, of a need to watch it. Like, oh, this player's been here for like he's been a top player in 2 years and 3 years. He's like a senior or whatever or junior, but it's like it became where the NCAA fucked up was that it became too player base. So by that, if you lose the players and the players stop coming, you basically lose all your revenue. But if you had it to where it was a team thing, and the teams was the main aspect, and those are the people that basically brought the revenue, it would be a lot harder for them to lose that. But the predicament that they're in now is basically because they treated the players like shit. Now you see those great players that, high school prospects that are now, moving into a different corporation, aren't choosing the NCAA. The NCAA is going to feel that because, like you said, we only really came to watch the Zions. We only really came to watch the Trae Youngs, like the singular player, and because of that, like,
it is what it is. Like I can't even watch this up and coming. I don't know if you ever heard of Jalen Green. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Dude is raw, man.
Yeah.
Like he decided not to go to college and went to the G League, and I'm like, hey, like he understood, like, yo, I'm not like college. Well, what am I gonna go to college to do?
Like, they worth, bro.
I want to go to the NBA, and exactly. I know my worth. Right. I'm gonna go to college and not make money and have these people make money off of me, or I can just go straight to the G League, work on my game, get paid, and then go off to the NBA, where that's my ultimate goal. So
right, yeah, and risk like injuring myself playing some bullshit games that I'm not getting paid in,
But I like what you said though, which I hope NCAA taps they focus on is the whole team aspect. Because if they can grab the whole like look at
it used to be like
this, look at this college team going back to back to back, then they'll start to get the audience back. Because right now, like I used to like watching college basketball over the NBA.
Yeah,
but then it's just like, then I started to hear what like the NCAA, like how they operate and what they do and like how they like. They're so shady on these players. It's like, bro, nah, man. I don't even want to give my attention to a organization that doesn't care about the players who are making the money. Like they did this one center from Memphis so shady. I guess like Penny Hardaway was like, Penny Hardaway donated money to help his family out.
Damn.
And then they're like, oh, because he's an alumni. He was illegally recruited, and so he had to sit out for 12 games. And the kid's like, "What the hell? Like, why am I sitting out for 12 games?" And he dropped out of school because he's like, "Yo, my focus was to come here, play under Penny, get better, and go to the NBA. And if you're taking that away from me, then I'm gonna leave college and just focus on getting better, and then just going straight to the NBA." So it's just like, man. College overall, man, they be scamming.
They be scamming, bro. Shit, I got that degree, but I know they be scamming. Shit, but yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that's definitely been a topic that has been talked about. The NCAA has been doing crooked shit for years, and people are starting now to see the light, and actually. There's other corporations that are around now, so people have more options. So now that the NCAA is no longer the monopoly, they're gonna really lose the they hold on people, which is going to be real interesting how they deal with that because
I'm curious to see how they handle things because even during the pandemic, they were still trying to go on.
Bro, it was, bro. Oh my, they was like the last. Oh my god,
and have these players play, bro.
They shut that shit down after the NBA did.
Right? Like what?
I remember that shit too. That was damn. I was like, these people really. I think some games were being played, and they had to stop it in the middle of the game.
Yes.
So
bro. They don't care about the players. They all about the money, bro.
That's that's crazy, man. But so we're gonna go down our kind of get to like a kind of somber topic, you know. Kobe Bryant, one of the great players, you know, great Lakers, great, you know, all-time players of all time. You know, he's in my top top 6 players all time. I mean, some people be having him like top fucking 15 and shit. I'm just like, what's wrong with you, bro? But
one of these days we need to talk about too because like I don't know, is it about accolades and winning championships?
Rankings, you
like,
mean?
Yeah, like I'm just so confused how like you said how someone like that would be considered in the top 15.
We'll talk about that next pod for sure. It's that because for me, I'm like I won't accept anything. I won't accept anything past 10 because for me, I think personally it should be like in the 5, you know, but people be having him at like 15. I'm just like, boy, no, bro. Come on, man.
They would have current players over like in front of him, which like LeBron is behind Kobe. I'm sorry.
I can see people saying LeBron is above him, but you don't make it seem as if like
compared to how many years LeBron had, like 3.
He has 3.
5 compared to 3, and I'm sure LeBron's not even gonna hit 5. He's not gonna touch 5.
No, I don't think he's not gonna touch 5.
If he doesn't get one this year, or next year, it's a wrap, bro.
Well, I mean, it's a different combo, but I don't think all rings are equal. I think some championships. I think a championship already has a value that's like up here, like regardless of what you get. But I think like, say for example, his 2016 championship, you know, is probably worth more than like some people's like 2 or 3, you know. But I mean, that's like a whole nother subject. But I think that, you know, remembering Kobe Bryant was just like, I just remember hating that nigga, man. I remember, but respecting the fuck out of him. I remember.
I love that dude, bro.
When we played him, I remember like the first, I think it was like the We Believe era, and we beat the Lakers once, and it was like a big deal because, you know, the Warriors have never beaten them like in, you know, for years. Like I think it was like a, you know, good like 10 maybe, I don't know, a long time. And it was a big deal because I remember just watching this man, and Kobe would be the type of dude to where you could be up, bro, by like 10, and this man will still find a way to crawl back. And you look at the time, you looking like, oh shit, he's gonna come back. And then like, I remember there was this game where I don't know if it was Steven Jackson on him or something, but he didn't even move. He had like the ball, bro. He was just waiting for the clock. He wasn't even dribbling it. Waited for the clock, pulled up, shot it, game. And that shit used to piss me off because, and you know, Kobe would talk shit. So not only would he beat you, but he would let you know about it. And that shit used to piss me off, but I'll be like, you know, that dude is cold, bro, you know?
Bro, Kobe, man. Kobe beating Bryant. I mean, I like these stories I've been hearing about him like lately. It's just like crazy. Like, you know how some players like they go to the club. Like Kobe was strictly, I'm trying to get better on my game. There's actually like, again, all the smoke with Tracy McGrady. He brought like a conversation of how like Kobe, like people go to the club. Kobe be like, okay, I'm about to just go to the gym and work on my game. He actually said like, I guess I remember Tracy McGrady saying like Kobe was like, yo, why are you playing pickup? That's not helping you. Like you're better than these players. You got to work on your individual game.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, bro,
Which is true.
Kobe's the reason, like, man, Kobe's the reason why I started watching basketball.
Right. Yeah,
Kobe's the reason why I've made friendships with certain people because of, like, we were Kobe fans. Like, Kobe to me is Michael Jordan.
Bro, I remember like the most Kobe. Whenever I think of Kobe's face, I always think of the Froby, bro. Because I remember even before, like, I used to watch basketball with my own eyes. Like, I think it was like before like 03 when I really started seriously watching it. I would still have all the games. Like, I have the NBA Live, NBA Streets, and then I would always use Kobe and the Lakers because they were like the best people to use at the time, and everybody hated, you know, when you use those characters because they had like the top in 3-point shooting, top in handles, all that stuff. You know, like, all the bars was like, you know, maximum, bro. And for me, what really surprised me about Kobe is because I liked how we saw that we really didn't even know that nigga until he retired.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, because I had him pegged as being one of those dudes that's like, okay, I'm gonna retire. You ain't gonna hear from me, like, you know, ever again. You're gonna see me come and interview whenever. But he was like the complete opposite, bro. He was like the most social dude. You saw him like at all these events and games with his daughter, and then you saw him at all the WNBA stuff. He was trying to, you know, the Emmys and talking to all the players and basically mentoring all. So he was the complete opposite of what, you know, I thought it would be, and it really surprised me. And that's really when I started to go from more of a respect to actually genuinely liking, you know, Kobe as a person. You know,
I just feel like Kobe lived the same lifestyle as Michael Jordan. Like he was goal oriented. He wanted to win championships like Michael Jordan. Kobe was just so much focused into basketball. And it's crazy because I feel like we as like the audience, we tend to like lean towards the ones that show their life. Like we glorify LeBron because LeBron shows us what he's like on the court, and then he shows us what he's like off the court. And we love him for that, as opposed to like Kobe. Like Kobe doesn't show us the side of him outside of the court. So we have we have this like created
mythological,
like he's a dick, he's an asshole. But it's like, bro, now when you see him retired and away from the game of basketball, you're seeing, okay, like this man's a human. Like he was like Kobe. Oh, he focused on sports. He focused on hoop. He was a basketball player. He wanted to be great at being a basketball player.
Yeah,
and I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand why certain people don't have him in his top 10, don't respect him.
They just didn't watch basketball, bro. Because there's no way you can have watched basketball.
This man dropped 81 points, bro.
Yeah.
This man dropped 81 points.
This man has 5
NBA championships.
Okay.
He had Shaq and then said, yo, I don't need Shaq. I can win on my own. And then won one with Paul Gasol, Lamar Odom, and Ron Artest. Come on, bro. Like,
I mean, honestly, bro, because a lot of people started watching basketball like 3-4 years ago, right? So they seen Kobe when, you know, he was a kid. Like, he was pretty much done after 2013, because after he got that first injury, what was it, the Achilles?
Yeah.
And then he came back. He was really never the same. Like, I mean, he came back and he was still kind of killing. And then he just started getting injured. Like, you could tell his body was breaking down. So, but if you saw that Kobe, you probably gonna think like, oh, you know, who is it? But if you seen the whole career,
come on, man,
it was a killer.
This man went from 8 to 24.
Yeah,
like, bro, this man was a killer when he was number 8, and he was a killer when he was 24.
He retired both his jerseys, bro.
I don't, bro. Like, I don't understand how he's not in anyone's. To me, it goes MJ, Kobe, and I'm only putting MJ up there because of me watching the documentary. and just because of stories, like, bro, like,
Yeah.
his stats tell it all. The highlights tell it all. MJ is number one, all time number one. But to me, it's Kobe.
Right. I mean, I think for me, there's some more people you can probably throw in the middle of that. Like, it's few.
Oh yeah, a lot.
But to say that he's still in my top 10 though. Like,
oh no.
More on the side of like top five, but people be having him at like 12 and 13 and 15. I'm just like,
those are people that don't watch basketball, bro.
Like, who you had? Then you start to hear who they have above him, and you like, what? Oh.
And you know what? The people who have them like 12, 13, not even the top 10 are these like journalists that don't know hoop. Because if you ask the players in the NBA, if you ask the players in the NBA, like, who is your top 10, I guarantee you every single one of them will say Kobe.
No, yeah.
Like, Kobe's at least my top 5. Every single one of these players in the NBA will say Kobe. But if you go to these journalists and these analysts,
That's
like,
true.
they're oh no, we like LeBron, we like Giannis, we like this,
we like James Harden.
Like, come on, bro. Like, do you guys watch basketball? Do you guys watch hoop?
And as a segue into that, bro, I just seen somebody say, I was watching the NBA, like just NBA sports or whatever, ESPN
NBA TV.
NBA TV, whatever, man. They try to say that James Harden, okay, based on this, James Harden, they taking him over Steph Curry every time. And then when I'm like, I already didn't agree, but I'm the type of person where it's like, okay, let me hear your opinion. He scores a better scorer. He's done. He basically, it was all about shit that you could basically only attest to the fact that he's in the D'Antoni system. Okay, James Harden is an elite player. James Harden is in my top 10 players for like of right now that are active players. He's in my top 10.
James Harden is nasty.
He's nasty. That's the beard. All right, but this man chokes in the playoffs. He goes from being this all-time great, damn near averaging 40 player to just like an all-star-like player in the playoffs. He tries to flop, instead of making the shot, he's doing more to get the contact than make the fucking shot.
This man is coming for James Harden, bro.
Okay? What? I'm just saying, bro. And it's like, when people try to say Steph, right? The thing that irritates, because I've seen this man's whole career, all right? So I really think I'm qualified to actually attest to like all the moments that people are talking about. The only moments you can really say this man has really choked legitimately was the Game 7 in the 2016 finals.
Oh man, he played super bad.
He played
behind the back to the out.
Yes, which I'm not even trying to make excuses for him. That whole playoffs, bro, that man was injured. But I'm not even going to go there. Like, I'll say, okay.
He threw it behind the back.
He did, bro. That shit irritates. Fucking Clay was like, bro, what are you doing, bro?
What? Man. But no, go ahead. My bad. I just remember that shit was funny.
But I mean, but really, that's the only thing you can really point at this man choking in the playoffs. Really name one other point. Like, you can name times where he maybe hasn't played as well, but it's really not that many. I can name so many clutch performances this man has had. That's like, I mean, that was on the finals. That was a bad trope. Obviously, 3-1 lead. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to excuse it. I'm still pissed off about it to this day. They play that shit on ESPN. I have to change the channel. But what else can you really say? Like, what in his, like, honestly, like, what else can you really say he's choked him in the playoffs? Like, this man has been averaging, like, but James Harden, bro, I can go to so many instances of this man flat out just like, bro, this ain't even the same player. And I just think that it's real, you know, recency bias when it comes to, I think, James Harden, because, you know, Steph has been out. What I've noticed is whenever Steph's out for long periods of time, people
Yeah, people
low-key forget. But then when this nigga comes back, they're like, oh, that's the chef.
Oh,
that's
yeah, man. Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah,
you were just talking
yeah.
hella shit. What you mean?
Oh, my God. We forgot how great Steph Curry was.
Bro, man. And I'm not taking nothing away from James Harden, bro. But I'm just saying that let's all, you know, look at the whole picture, you know, and not just take one snapshot, you know, of a player and then.
What was the comparison? Like, what were they trying to do?
They were basically trying to say that he's the better player, and he's the player that I would rather.
See, that's not fair, bro. Like,
it isn't. Yeah.
What kind of comparison is that? Like,
Yeah.
they're both in two different systems.
Right.
Two different systems. They both play. I won't say they play the same. Their offensive game is different.
Yeah.
James Harden has the ball in his hand. Curry
usage rate is a motherfucker, bro.
He can shoot threes. Man, they're both good players, bro.
Oh yeah, they're both elite.
No. I just don't understand what kind of comparison.
I didn't get it either, man. Honestly, like, I was trying to listen to what the because I mean they were wrong, but I was trying to listen to what opinions or what was the basis for their reasoning, and they were basically saying a bunch of shit that I'm just like, you can't really compare that because they're in two different systems. So, you know, yeah, he's scoring more, but his usage rate is high as hell.
Yeah,
you really want to look at that. Okay, look at the efficiency. The efficiency is way different.
Curry's way more. Yeah, Curry's way more efficient.
And he gets his points with the ball not even sticking to him. So he's literally getting 30, pretty much the same kind of like numbers in his sleep. And he's not really even looking for the ball. So imagine if this nigga was actually looking for the ball. Like, you know?
No. And you remember, I think it was beginning of the season where Curry went on a tear. Where he was being selfish.
Yeah.
And he was killing, bro.
I mean, he kind of had to, though, with that.
Killing, but bro, to me, they're both good.
Pissed me off, bro, because we never got to see it.
If we're talking about, like, I would go with Curry because of his longevity in the playoffs and what he's done in the playoffs. James Harden at this point has not shown me his clutch genes in the playoff, which I'm not saying, like, he still has time to show the audience what he can do in the playoffs. And I feel like he just needs the right pieces around him. And I think they won't go far with Russ, but with Russ, they're gonna make some noise. I'll say that they're gonna put up a fight.
They had a better team when Chris Paul was there. James Harden has had pieces around him, bro. I'm tired of hearing people say that. He's had Chris Paul
pieces compared to some other people.
He's had listen, that 2018
Chris
team.
Paul. Curry has Clay and Draymond and KD. Yeah. LeBron had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis. D-Wade had Shaquille O'Neal. D-Wade had James Posey. D-Wade had Gary Payton. Like, James Harden really hasn't had anyone that he can be like, oh, okay, cool. I
get all that. I get all that, but I still think that James Harden can control a lot of that in terms of how he handles himself in the regular season. I personally think he cares way too much about his stats, cares way more about putting on a show and expending energy in the regular season.
I personally think he doesn't give a fuck about putting up, like, I think he just cares about winning, bro. Like,
does he? I'm not sure. He ain't showing it with his actions, bro.
I don't think he cares. I mean, everyone has bad games, and unfortunately for James Harden, his bad games have always happened in the playoffs.
Listen, then change that.
I don't think he cares about points like that. I don't think he cares about points like that. I think once he gets a taste of what it's like to, like, make it to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, he made it to the Western Conference Finals, right?
with he made it to the finals once with KD and West, but that he was,
Okay, so he's had a taste. So like,
yes, that's what I was gonna say. He's had a taste, and that was
yeah,
2012.
I'm sure he wants to go back. It's just the pieces around him. Come on, PJ Tucker, he's solid, but he's not gonna take you to the finals.
Listen, man.
Russell Westbrook, he's a great player, but
I'm not gonna say he's a. See, the thing about
to make it to the finals, no.
The thing about James Harden, he's not a black hole because he does assist the ball, but it's almost as if it's like he almost passes the ball off like right when he's dribbled the ball for like 28 of the 30 seconds on the shot clock, and it's almost as if, yeah, he might get assists and stuff, but it doesn't ever really feel as if, other than those like Capella lobs and shit, it doesn't really feel as if his players are as involved as they could be for a player of his passing skill,
So it's a coaching, because when I look at the offense, I'm like, bro, they went from
Antonio's a big ass part of it too.
They traded Clint Capella and they went small. And I feel like they went small because
I don't know why they did that.
Honestly, I don't know why they went small.
Yeah, I don't know why they did. I was waiting for the reason. I was like, what was the reason?
They've been playing. Honestly, I don't know why, but maybe it's giving James Harden more space to go to the paint, to dish out to his wings. PJ Tucker from three. I don't know, but like his coach doesn't help his case. Like
D'Antoni just look like he doing shit, bro. Like I'm really getting close to. I mean, like I've always said, he's a good coach, not a great coach. Not like
he's a good offensive.
But
coach.
the thing is, I'm getting close, bro. I'm getting close to not even really. I'm getting close to taking the good out, because honestly,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Honestly, I can't call you a good coach if you're doing something for fucking 10 years plus years. You've had the players you've had, and you're using the same system that has shown time and time again it doesn't work at the NBA.
And he still gets a coaching job, which is like, bro, after a while, it's like, okay, this man is doing the same. He has the same offensive scheme. It's not working.
I'm starting to wonder.
He did it with the Phoenix Suns, with Amari, Steve Nash, like Quentin Richardson.
Right.
He did it with the Lakers, where you said, okay, he's the reason why Kobe. And I agree with you.
Yes.
I think he's the reason why Kobe started to get more injuries. And then he goes to the Knicks, same thing. He comes to the Rockets, same thing, same result. Like, I think it's time for him to go.
all those teams won games. But when it got to the playoffs is like a different league. It's like it's like the NBA 2 times, like, it's above the NBA. Like, it's a different league. There's rules that
running and gunning, yo.
Yeah, there's rules that don't work. There's shit that just doesn't work. And it's like, D'Antoni I don't understand why he doesn't realize that shit. And it's like, you would even see whenever like news reporters or sports journalists like interview him, they kind of allude to that. Like, hey, so you're going to change it up, or you're going to, and then he'll basically say something like, oh yeah, well, it's been working, it's been working so far for, the whole season. So we're not going to change it now. I'm like,
and D'Antoni's never going to change. At this point,
I think he'll win. Shit.
I think he knows that he's never going to win a fucking championship. So what's the next best thing to make it? Right now, basketball's entertaining. He makes basketball entertaining because
he could win though if he wanted to.
He's running. Mike D'Antoni knows damn sure that he's not going to NBA championship with his coaching style. He's never going to win. So at this point, he's just trying to milk it and trying to get as much money as he can, get enough coaching, like, just continue to coach until they say, yo, like your way of coaching, your offensive like scheme, it's not going to work anymore.
I don't know what he got that deal from the Rockets, like that multi-million-dollar.
He got an extension? I thought it was 1 year.
I thought it was an extension.
I thought they were hesitating to give him an extension. I don't know. Like,
It may have, but I'm pretty sure that he's gotten an extension. But I don't know. We could look that up, but yeah, like D'Antoni, man, he like I said, he's with the players he's had, okay. All-time great Hoffers, Hall of Famers, and he don't have at least one championship to show for it. Like something's wrong with your style, you know. Which is
yeah.
What
Go ahead.
Yeah, which is actually, you know, I actually will, you know, I still do blame Harden for some of that, but I will say that D'Antoni is like a very, very large, like, you know, factor into that. But yeah.
So he's entering his final year of a 4-year contract.
He's entering his final year.
So honestly, if they don't do anything, I don't know. I don't know what the expectations are for him this year, but I think this may be his last year coaching for the Rockets at least.
Well, then I mean, yeah, I mean, but then it's like we look at James Harden. How old is he now? Like
James Harden's still 31, but I think he's still. I was watching him when he was at Arizona State.
Yeah.
He's 30.
Yeah, so I mean, well, he's still pretty. That's like
still got like five more years.
Yeah, I mean, James Harden, bro. If he's one of those players too that if he does win a championship, it will boost his legacy a lot because he already has damn near everything but that. Like he has an MVP,
so do you think
scoring titles? He has, you know, like a bunch of scoring records and shit like that. So I mean.
Question: I'm gonna put you on the hot spot. Okay. Is James Harden a Hall of Famer or no? Yes or no?
Of course. Okay. There's no question. He's like just because I'm saying Steph is better than him doesn't mean that he's.
Oh no!
James
Harden is elite. I was just asking, bro.
I love James Harden. I'm just saying that
James Harden's a Hall of Famer to me.
I'm just saying that you know, just levels, but you know, he's first ballot. But
of course.
So on that note. We had a bit of a player. I think this is gonna be our what's that event that we be calling it?
You don't want to do the top 10 players of all time?
Oh, you want us to get into that? Okay.
Or do you want to?
We'll get into the top 10 first, and then we'll go into the timeout segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me hear yours first.
So
top 10 players of all time.
Do I have to do it in order or no particular order?
I don't do orders.
Yeah.
I don't like to do rankings. It's just like who do you find as the top 10 of players of all time to you?
So yeah, I don't have it in any particular order, but obviously I'm throwing MJ in it. You know, that's like a no-brainer. I've got Kobe.
At this point, MJ has to be on everyone's top 10.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I don't care if you've never seen him play. He has to be in your top 10.
Bro, like you just that's one of those things I don't even like. I just stopped listening to you after, man. Your NBA basketball card has been provoked. But
yeah.
So I got Mike. I've got LeBron. I've got Magic. So that's Mike, LeBron, Magic. That's 3. I have Kobe. I have Bird. Ooh. I have Shaquille. I have Hakeem. I was struggling with this one. I want to put KD in it. I do, but it's just like I'll put Kevin Durant in it. I just feel like I'm almost going towards like a skill set based thing because
bro, he's a 7-foot guard.
He's a 7-foot guard. I know, but
he should be in your top 10 all time. Why are you hesitating? We're talking about basketball, pure skill, bro.
Kevin Durant. That's 8, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin Durant.
I damn near put him on the same level as LeBron James.
You damn near, yeah, you can, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
A healthy KD.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
When he pulled up from 3 and gave that boy LeBron that confidence 3 in the finals, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I want to put Steph in it. I'm gonna hold off.
He's not there yet.
Steph is like 12 or 13 for me though. He's there. He will be in the top 10, but I don't want to put him in there yet.
Damn near probably best point guard of all time when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Just depending on how his career ends.
I'll put Wilt in it.
Oh,
Wilt Chamberlain.
I didn't watch him play, so
I didn't watch him play, but I gotta give him the. And then I guess I'll put Bill Russell in it. 11 rings. So.
Didn't watch him play either. Can't put him on. But I feel it.
Oh, you want us to just do people that we? Well, I mean, I don't watch Magic.
You paying homage on? Okay, but Wilt and Bill. That's way before our time.
Okay.
But no. I respect it. Like you know the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
I can't hate you on putting them.
I gotta put him in there. Jerry, I was thinking Jerry West too, but.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be my was he executive of the century?
Yeah.
Or
but he lost like 9 times in the finals, so I don't know.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he has 1 though, but he lost like 9.
Huh. All right, so I'm gonna give you my top 10. No specific order.
Yeah, no order.
I don't do orders.
Right.
Similar to yours, I got Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant,
right.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Uh-huh.
And then I like guards. I love guards. So then I have Allen Iverson.
Hey, damn. Top 10?
Top 10. Come on now.
No, I'm like
6 feet, but they be lying. He's like 5'11", 30 points a game.
150.
Scoring titles. Come on now. Hey,
pound for pound, yeah, he's
AI.
Okay.
I got Dwayne Wade.
D-Wade.
Because I remember we were having that comparison with like athleticism, like who can compare to Michael Jordan with their body control. D Wade in his prime.
Oh yeah, prime D Wade was something crazy.
He was nasty.
3rd grade.
I got Kevin Garnett, the big
KG, okay.
Gotta have him in there. LeBron James.
Okay.
Of course. KD. There's no way I'm not putting KD.
Yeah, you gotta be there.
10.
You gotta be there.
And then one guy that people sleep on, and I had to go look at his highlights. I think he just turned like 40 something not too long ago. Tracy McGrady.
I knew you were gonna say Tracy McGrady, bro.
Man was so nasty, bro.
You went more based off of like the skill set. Yeah. Okay. Because I try to get like the whole tandem. So like.
Oh man, I'm going off of like boys.
Trying to get the skill set, but also they gotta have hard work. Because I mean, like there was hella plays I could have put in. I was thinking like of a team, like because T-Mac obviously is skilled. T-Mac is like.
He works hard. Don't say he works hard. He works on his game.
Of
he
course.
always try to like compare himself to Kobe.
No, he just got hurt. Like no T-Mac. No, I wasn't gonna say. I was gonna say T-Mac was like a fucking.
Okay, I was going to.
No, what? Hey. No, I would never. Bro, Tracy McGrady
was healthy.
Listen, bro. Tracy McGrady, bro, was like I was gonna say he was like a prototype KD, essentially. Like the way he played his game, like his game was like. I think Kevin Durant even said he based a lot of his game off of him. You know, like
men had 13 points in 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah, I remember they had like a little. I remember it was like I think a couple of years ago they had this little thing on the jump. And they were basically talking about because you know how Tracy McGrady be on there, and they were basically saying like, hey, you know, who would win in a 1-on-1 between me and KD, like prime KD, and it was like this whole kind of. Like Twitter thing and everything. And, you know, I said KD, but I was like, you know, that shit it'd be close. You know, it wouldn't be,
Sure be close.
Yeah. it wouldn't be like some lopsided thing, you know? Like, so I mean,
T Mac over Vince or Vince over T Mac?
T Mac, bro. Come on now. Vince was nice though, but
Vince was nice.
all around, like
Vince. One of these days we're gonna do our top 10 best dunkers.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that. Yeah, we'll probably do that. We'll probably do that next podcast. But
Vince Carter's for show number 1.
yeah. Oh, Vince Carter's up there, but no. Vince Carter, bro, because even shit that some like Zach LaVine's and shit is doing now, Vince Carter could do all that shit.
Vince Carter.
You tell me Vince Carter couldn't do between the legs from the half court, or from not half court, from the free throw line.
Vince Carter was, bro.
And he had that power behind that shit too, because Zach LaVine, he has like the agile kind of, but Vince had that shit, but the power, like when you'd see him he would do like a full windmill and just like. Damn,
this man, shout out to All the Smoke again. He was on there like last week. This man said when in his prime he used to be able to touch the top of the backboard.
Yeah. MJ said that shit too. MJ said that in the 80s he could do that.
Top of the backboard?
If you see how fucking bouncy he was, he could definitely do that.
No, I'm just saying you have to be bouncy as hell to be touching the top of the backboard.
I mean, he didn't jumped over a 7-footer and dunked it.
That's wild. You know how fun that would be to just rise up and be like, okay, I can get up a little bit higher than you.
Bro, if I could dunk like that, bro, I would literally do that as much as I could. Like, I would try to catch all the bodies. I would try to
like going to the paint hard every single time.
Like, I can grab the rim, and I think that shit is amazing. If I could do that shit,
hey, that shit must be hella fun.
Catch me on Dunkademics. But so, me and you had this little debate, and it's probably gonna carry over now because I already know how strongly you feel about it. But for our timeout segment, we had
we have like two. We got the team A versus team B in the. You want to do that first?
We might as well do that first. Yeah.
Okay.
So you want me to say like the team, the players in the team? So we basically
go ahead. Say the players in the team in the polling. Yeah. Foolish ass motherfuckers.
So, all the players in their prime are in their prime. So it's going to be Team A versus Team B. Team A consists of Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Shaquille O'Neal. So that's Team A. All right. Team B consists of Kyrie Irving, MJ, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, and Tim Duncan. So I held this poll on Instagram as, of course, he told me to. Team A won, okay, by 81%. 81%.
That makes no sense.
The Team B winning. Team B only having 19%.
Did you read Team B? Did you read off Team B?
Yeah, I did. Team B was Kyrie Irving, MJ, Kawhi, Kevin Durant, and Tim Duncan.
And please tell me why you chose Team A.
So, okay. With Team A, with Steph, so, okay, the fact we have Steph, LeBron, Giannis, and Shaq. These are all in their prime. So this Shaq in his prime, mind you, this is like Orlando kind of like, maybe right before he left Orlando to join LA. Cause
I can't disagree with you on that, but Shaq needs the ball just like everyone else on Team A needs the ball.
I don't think so, bro, because look at Steph. Steph can definitely play off ball. All right, so that's fine.
That I agree with.
He could get 30 points off of just shooting threes, to be honest, if he really wanted to. Kobe, we could have him at like shooting guard, obviously. We got LeBron at power forward. We also have Giannis we could probably play or no, not power forward. LeBron as small forward. Giannis, we could have him at our power forward. Shaq as a center. We can switch everything with those people, pretty much. Okay?
Yeah, but your only shooter is Curry and Kobe on a good day. LeBron can't shoot.
Are you sleeping on Kobe shooting?
Giannis can't shoot. And bro, Shaq needs the ball. If Shaq doesn't have the ball, what else is he gonna do?
Shaq.
If Giannis doesn't have the ball, what else is he gonna do?
They got defense. You
But
tell
you
me
still
they're
need
not
to
gonna
score.
You
still need to.
Listen, bro. If he got Kobe, LeBron, and Steph, okay, you telling me that's not? Yeah, okay. First of all, Steph is gonna make sure Steph and LeBron are gonna make sure the ball is moving. Like this ball is going to be moving. Okay, the way that they can't look. Okay, the amount of selflessness on that team minus Kobe, is like they're gonna look like Golden State pretty much in 2016 when that ball was damn near not even touching the ground. Okay, you go to Kyrie, you look at MJ, Kyrie, okay, Kevin Durant. That's a case where there's only one ball. There's hella black holes on that team.
KD can come off screens and shoot. Kawhi can do the same thing. Michael Jordan can do the same thing. Kyrie, all four of these players, all five of these players played along someone that needed the ball. Curry played with LeBron. Kyrie played with LeBron. Kyrie still dropped 30 in the finals.
Okay, but
you have Michael Jordan who had Scottie Pippen. You had Kawhi who had.
Listen, man.
Kawhi was playing with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker.
Listen,
what?
Tim Duncan is probably the only one out of that I would say could transcend on both teams, and he would be fine. Everybody else, if you look at MJ, bro, MJ is not gonna look to be passing to these niggas. Okay?
You saw MJ on the Bulls. He made those players around him great.
Bro, he didn't do that until Phil Jackson said, "Hey man, Mike, you have to involve your teammates. I can involve my teammates." We're talking about in their
prime. Right. So he was doing this in his prime. Michael Jordan has great players around him. So you know what that means? Those great players are going to be phenomenal players. Like let me just break down to you Team B. Because I feel like everyone's like looking at Team A like, ooh, you got Curry, Kobe, LeBron.
No, I'm looking at how the ball is going to be moving.
And then they look at Team B. They're like, okay, the first four is cool, but Tim Duncan, people sleep on Tim Duncan. I'm not saying
they stupid.
I feel like people are like Tim Duncan. Man, first of all, you sent me this thing like not too long ago.
I did.
I don't think people realize how good Tim Duncan was at his peak.
Bro.
This is the 2003 NBA Finals. This man had 24.2 points, average. 17 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 5.3 blocks. Exactly what you said. He averaged that.
Yes. So he probably had
averaged that.
And then I think there was a game where he damn near had a quadruple double, but they took like away an assist or some shit like that.
Yes, and Tim Duncan had to guard Shaq in the past. And let me break it down for you.
I mean, did he do well guarding him though?
Hey,
I mean, Tim Duncan is an elite defender.
All you can do is contain Shaq.
Yeah, there ain't no defense.
That's all you can do. And then let me break it down to you even more in terms of defense. Tim Duncan, 8-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 7-time NBA All-Defensive Second Team. Right. You have MJ, who's the NBA Defensive Player of the Year, a 9-time NBA All-Defensive First Team. You have Kawhi, who's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 2-time NBA All-Defensive Second Team. And then on top of that, if you combine their championships all together, that's 16 championships. That's a winning mentality team. That can play offense.
That's damn near all MJ and Tim, bro.
What? Tim has 5 alone.
I know. Tim is nice. I didn't say that. Like, listen.
Kawhi has 2. Kyrie has 1.
Okay, bro, Steph got 3. Kobe got 5. LeBron got 3. Shaq got 4.
What does Giannis have?
You don't have to, but like that's
Exactly.
decorated.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm
So
not
Giannis
saying.
does
Listen,
not know
I'm
what
not
it
saying.
takes.
I'm not like okay. I'm not my poll. I think Team A would win, but I don't think it's gonna be by. It would be by a wide ass margin. Like it's
I
definitely.
think Team B will win.
Well, we know that. I mean, we know that now. But
I
I
think
mean,
it'll be close.
it'll be close. Yeah, it will definitely go seven games. I think that if we're looking at Steph and Kyrie, all right, they basically kind of like. I think Steph's better than Kyrie, but I think they probably neutralize each other because they can't guard each other. They're just gonna be scoring on each other, so it's pretty much gonna neutralize each other.
Okay.
MJ
Michael
and
Jordan.
Kobe is
MJ.
kind of the same. MJ is better, but again, I think if we're talking about then prime Mike was more athletic than Kobe. Though.
Yeah. So you would have to go with MJ.
I'd probably say MJ, but I don't think it would. Kobe would definitely bother him though.
Oh
Definitely,
no,
it wouldn't
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but no, yeah, it's gonna be hard.
It'd be hard. If we're talking about LeBron and Kawhi, okay.
But Kawhi has had LeBron's number. Don't even. We're talking about prime. We're talking about prime. People stop sleeping on Kawhi. Kawhi is not no sucker. Kawhi is not no punk. And Kawhi will fucking play defense with LeBron. I'm tired.
LeBron will play defense if it's his prime.
Huh?
LeBron, if it's his prime?
Oh no, man.
Prime LeBron was like 2012.
Oh no. But it's not gonna be easy for LeBron because Kawhi
I think
will
LeBron wins that matchup.
And if anything, they can always switch and put MJ. If anything, they can always switch and put KD. So
MJ on LeBron. Yeah. Well, but then again, as I'm looking at it, like it's kind of like this guy wins here, this guy loses here, this guy wins here. But I just think the thing that
your only shooter is Curry.
Right, no, but Kobe, listen, but they can score. Is shooting the only way to score?
Kobe's gonna
dump
go
that shit off to Shaq. Shaq gets 10 dunks in a row.
Kobe's gonna go to the hole and dish it out to only one person that can shoot, which is Curry.
LeBron can't shoot.
LeBron will hit one every here and there.
They can, but they'll be able to listen. They'll be able to score.
You can leave Giannis open, bro.
But they'll be able to score in different ways than just shooting. Do you see the size and length on that squad?
I know, but I still got Team B, bro. I still have Team B.
I'm sticking with Team A.
And it's so shocking that everyone says Team A. And
I was shocked. I was shocked by the margin of how many people said it.
Did you guys not watch the fucking documentary, the Last Dance documentary? Like there's no way in hell Michael Jordan will step on the court and lose.
like I said, bro, it's not Michael MJ Jordan I'm worried about, bro. It's a Kyrie. It's a fucking KD.
You don't gotta worry about KD and Kyrie if you got MJ on the team.
I don't know, man.
You think MJ's gonna?
First of all, MJ. First of all, KD's sensitive ass probably gonna leave the court because of how MJ talking to him.
MJ's not gonna tolerate that.
Bro, you see how KD damn near left because of Draymond?
KD is tougher than you think. Come on, bro.
The shit he be saying sometimes.
If I'm a star player and I'm better than you, and the person that I'm better than calls me a bitch, yeah, I'm gonna be like, bro, who the fuck are you talking to, bro?
No, you gotta be like, I'm better than you. I don't care. You a peasant. Wipe my shoes.
Exactly, and that's why he left to go to the Nets. And
he cried about it, bro. He's still crying about it.
When they meet each other in the finals, KD's gonna be like, okay, I win another championship. I'll win another MVP.
I don't know, man. If you get into arguments with some kids from junior high on your Twitter feed and making burner accounts, I gotta question your toughness. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, KD's human, and if I was getting
you gonna do that
attacked by a bunch of people that don't play basketball, hell yeah, I'll be sensitive too. Like, bro, how you gonna tell me about hoop, bro?
Bro, he shouldn't even care, bro. Like, it's not. I don't know, man.
Bro, he's a human. Team B would definitely win.
There's a lot of players that's human that win. I think it's Team A, but you know what? We let y'all decide. You know, when we release it, you know, I did have my poll, which, you know, we can
yes,
when we release it.
76%. I don't know how.
It was 81% actually.
You should do those.
81.
Okay,
81
so
points.
I got another one. What about Shaq versus Hakeem? Who do you have?
If we're talking about one-on-one,
yeah.
Hakeem is more skilled, but I still think I'd probably go with Shaq. Just because his size and his dominance damn near triumphs. And he like, you know, Hakeem might get him on like, you know, a couple fakes and everything like that, but if Hakeem missed out that shot and it goes to Shaquille and Shaquille just gets to go to work, bro, he literally just, you know, give him a good elbow, slam that shit, you know, and it'll just go on like that. So,
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't choose. Honestly, it'll be
it's weird because Hakeem's the more skilled player.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know,
so I can't disagree with you.
There's players that are more skilled than Giannis, but Giannis is better just because of how fucking much of a freak
dominant he is.
You know, so
yeah. But listen to this. Okay, fact check. So, who has a better career, Shaq or Hakeem? So I did some research. They damn near have identical statistics. Yeah. So
besides
Shaq,
rings.
Besides rings. So Shaq dropped throughout his career. Over his career, he had 28,546, I believe, or 96. I can't really read that. Hakeem had 26,946. So they're close in that in scoring. True shooting percentage, Shaq had 58.6. Hakeem had 55.3.
Right.
In terms of rebounds, Shaq had 13,000. Hakeem 13,000. I think 13,099. Hakeem had 13,748.
Okay.
So they're close in that. Assists, Shaq had 3,800.
Hakeem has to have more.
Assists, no, same thing.
Really?
3,000, bro, like this font. Somewhere in the 3,000. So they're both in 3,000s. Efficiency rating, 26.4 for Shaq, 23.6 for Hakeem. Like you said, championships, Shaq has more. He has 4.
What's the free throw percentage?
Hakeem has 2. They didn't really talk about free throw. All-star nods, Shaq has 15. Hakeem has 13, and MVPs, they both have 1 apiece.
Right.
So their careers are.
I mean, if you're taking me who I like more, it's definitely Hakeem. And who I like to watch more and who I would like to, you know, start my team with, it would be Hakeem, I think. But if we're talking about just fucking matchup problems, and I mean, Hakeem was a matchup problem too, because
he was.
You put a fucking center that can move like, you know, a lot of centers, well, nowadays is different, but a lot of centers back then couldn't move like that. So, you know, to guard someone is
I'm just waiting for the next Shaq. Like, I feel like if we get a big man like Shaq, the NBA is gonna change again.
Yeah. It always changes.
Right now it's like guard oriented, and that's something we should talk about as well throughout the generations. What has progressed? Like back in the day, it was what guards.
Yeah, like they were small as shit. Like they
exactly. And then like middle 2000s was small forwards.
Right.
Like
yeah.
And then it transitioned into the power forwards with KG and Tim Duncan. And now you see it's like it's heavy on guards.
Yeah. And the guards now are like 6'5" and up, you know? You got some 6'8" guards, you know, so it's like it's changed when back in the day, you know, even the 90s, your guard was probably like around like 6 feet to 6'3", you know?
And all they did was pass the ball.
No, they was passed. They didn't even score like that.
And now you got scoring guards.
Yeah, it's damn near like a different position now. Yeah, so yeah, we probably even have to get into that at some point.
We should.
Yeah.
And to end it off,
Yep.
I know how we do this like Black Stars Player of the Game.
Right.
So I wanted to add in like I'm gonna do that, but it's gonna be a little game. So it's gonna be with the Black Stars Player of the Game, you're gonna have to guess.
Okay.
And it's gonna be what player am I?
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you like some like stat lines, and with those stat lines, you gotta guess who the Black Stars Player of the Game is.
Okay.
For what is this? Our third podcast?
I think it's our
fourth. Or fourth.
I think it's fourth.
For our fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Who am I?
Who am I?
I was drafted 3rd overall in the NBA draft. I am a NCAA champion. A consensus National College Player of the Year.
Okay.
A 2-time first-team All-ACC. You should know who this is, bro.
I know this right now already. Yeah,
a 2-time consensus first-team All-American. Has his college jersey retired and NBA jersey retired.
Okay.
10-time scoring champ.
Bro, I already knew it.
NBA steals leader. 2-time NBA slam dunk champion.
Yep.
9-time NBA All-Defensive First Team. NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
10-time All-NBA First Team. 3-time NBA All-Star MVP. 4-time NBA All-Star. 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player.
Decorated.
6-time NBA Finals MVP. 6-time NBA champion. And he's the only player in NBA history to average 30 points a game besides 2 seasons.
That's crazy.
30 points a game. 30 points a game, Kofi.
Yeah, I know. And then
people don't understand how hard that is, and people forget that this man is the greatest player of all time.
And he played like 82 games like 6 or 7 times, right? You know? So I'm gonna say.
So who am I? Who am I?
I'm gonna say Michael Jordan.
Come on now.
Nah,
Come on now.
As soon as you said
that stat line.
As soon as you said third in the draft, I said, okay, I already know. I'm already knowing. Then you said college, the ACC. I said, all right, this is Jordan. I thought you were only gonna give me his college stats just to keep it like.
No, man, I have to flex, bro. I have to show people, bro. When they going LeBron versus MJ, no, read that stat line.
He ain't doing that. He ain't did that. I always wonder how LeBron would have, like, how he would have been if he was in college, like the shit that he would have done college stat wise. Whew.
Man, I'm glad he didn't. He was too good.
Oh, yeah,
like it would have been a waste of like a year when they go hoop.
His stats definitely got a boost from that too because he was able to start early. So, and that's crazy.
And I'm not even disrespecting. LeBron's great. I just had to.
But you know the funny thing about that stat is his average probably would have been higher if he didn't have the Wizards years.
Yep.
And then he took a fucking break 2 years. So like he probably would have had what? Like he probably would have had like if he had that break included, he probably would have had a cool like maybe 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 more points maybe.
Yes.
So it's like,
yes.
You know, crazy shit, bro. MJ the GOAT. We know this.
6-0. So
6-0. Yeah.
Black Stars Player of the Game goes to my boy.
Hey, we should do that. We should do that same
Michael
Who Am I topic. We should do that.
I'm going to, bro.
Yeah.
That one's easy. The next one, I'm gonna try to make it hard.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say I was like, all right, but I see the reason why. I see the reason why.
I think I know who I have my next one to be. So
what? Tracy McGrady?
No, man. I have someone that needs is just due.
Dude.
He needs that attention, bro.
Okay.
People sleep on him. People sleep on him. I'm gonna let him be known on our podcast.
Okay. All right. So that's episode 4. Episode 4 in the books.
4, bro. Last dance is over with.
Last dance is over.
NBA's about to start again,
yep.
so we're gonna start talking about the NBA, seeing how that goes. I'm just curious to see, man. July.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for the new season just.
And I hope that like I'm still at home and that everything else is closed, so I could actually get to watch all these games and not have to worry about missing matches.
Right?
That's gonna be great.
Right? Stay at home, but the NBA's back on.
Yeah. You already know it.
Because, bro, even before, it was so hard for me to sit down and watch the game because they changed the time.
Yeah.
I think the games are earlier, so it's like when I come in from work, it's like, damn, it's already third quarter.
Yeah. Yep. Man.
And I just want to hear Kenny and Ernie.
Bro,
and
NBA TNT, man, I need that shit back, bro. Whew.
I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. Let's tap in again. Again.
Episode 4 in the books. We got some more fire coming next time.
Yep, man. All right, salute.
All right, y'all.
All right, man. Peace.
Yep.